if we compare, like German people may have occupied us, but because they wanted to control us, they wanted to create a third Reich, and in that they wanted to give the Germanic people a privileged position, and Dutch people happen to be Germanic people, therefore they thought that we would not make such a fuss about being occupied by the Germans. Well, actually, we did make a fuss. Not everybody, but there were also people who were very.
Is it fuss? Is it stabbing?
Fuss. They thought that we would not object so much against them occupying us, but we did. Some people were enthusiastic. They liked the ideas of fascism and the political system. But people who didn't have any way to exercise their rights, their democratic rights, and say, well, I don't want to get out of this country. So they, since they didn't have any political power, they went underground and started terrorist organizations to try to destabilize the German occupancy. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I think that also, like for Korea, is probably the same. Maybe even the situation there was worse compared to what happened to us.
Yeah, Korea happened a lot.
So there may be a misunderstanding from the Japanese viewpoint that we had the best intention for all those countries, but it could turn out that the other side is not really appreciative of you actually coming into the country and determining for them what they should and should not do. That leads to resistance. So even though with the best intentions, occupying a different country might not be received very well.
Oh, it's a kind of occupation like a colonialism. Not all of the Japanese people, not all of the Dutch people wrong. Very few people invade that country. Few people. So decide what they to do. So this is some cases very wrong. Masanobu Tsuji is a typical person. He's ordered to kill them all.
Right.
That's caused a lot of problem. In China cases, the Japanese did a lot of wrongdoing, but Mao Zedong just concealed everything. He's a great guy. Chinese did not complain against Japanese people. Concealed everything.
Well, I don't know whether I agree with your statement. He's a great guy, but
for Japan, right?
Right, for Japan maybe. He's also
concealed everything.
The biggest serial killer in history.
Yeah, but he concealed everything against Japan.
Not serial killer, no. Mass murderer.
Unbelievable. Japanese killed more than 6 million people. But no Chinese complained.
But he by himself killed more than that.
Of course, yeah, but he just, I don't know the background, but he supported the Japanese government, so they considered everything. At the time of agreement with Kakure Tanaka, yes. So just consider everything, just only Nanking one of them, but they did many places wrongdoing. So the only remaining in Korea. Korea still is concerned about Japanese invasion.
Right.
But the Japanese paid a lot of money for them to settle. So I believe Japanese government more strong mind. Okay, we settle.
I don't know. I don't know whether Germany paid reparation payments, and frankly, I don't care. What I do feel is that Germany has taken distance from what they did in the past. They have shown
money, right?
They have shown true remorse for their things, and that for me weighs much heavier than whatever money they pay to us. So,
of course, they did wrongdoing for you.
Yeah, but Uno-san. So the point is that on the average person's mind, they don't care whether reparations were paid. They care whether they get a sincere apology, yes or no. That's the point.
Well, okay, problem with Japanese people is superiority than Korean people.
There you go.
This is a problem.
There you go.
For Chinese, the same.
That's the problem.
Not a problem, but this is, I told you, they have kind of their nationality. Superiority.
National pride. Yeah.
No way.
So that is the key issue, I think.
Always Japanese, still now Japanese people want to listen from Korean people lecture. Still now Japanese people don't want to listen from Chinese people who lecture at university, whatever. Not now, but still they are sticking to the former priority, mental attitude. This is wrong. I know that. But I always talking about we need to clarify Japanese what they did, what wrongdoing they did. But still now they just they try to clarify what wrongdoing they did. Just I explain for you. This is wrong because Japanese people they didn't study their history. They should study history. Foreign ministry studies history. They don't. So they don't know what is right, what is wrong. So they apologize. Different aspect of the, for example, comfort women. No. Popular is different. So I need to more strong mind. They need to consider for who are you, Japanese? What is your dignity? No dignity. Okay. By the way, time goes by. Okay, we're going to finish there. So today we did Plato. And interesting discussion we made. What are you going to do next week?
So we're going to wrap up. So if we can look forward to, because we're almost there.
Huh? Go. Just move. Okay.
Right, so we're here. So we're going to summarize the main points, then we're going to gap, the cultural gaps between Japan and Europe. And then finally the question, okay, how to connect with Europe. That's it.
Oh, we're going to do some summarize?
Yeah.
Next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
No?
Let's go.
Okay.
And you can ask them today's reflection.
じゃあ starting with Kimoto-san. Today's reflection.
Main issue is ethos, pathos, logos.
Right. Today's key phrase, ethos, pathos, logos. It's a good framework to keep in mind, to ask yourself, okay, can I make a connection? Can I make an impact on somebody? Can I create a change? So if you are talking with somebody, if you're trying to persuade somebody, if you're going to do anything, even a presentation, the key issue is, can I create a change in the other person? In order to do that, you'll need to look at these three elements. So do I have enough ethos? And you can create ethos by studying, by becoming a better person, by working on yourself, by for whatever reason, always be prepared. Then logos, of course, that is also something we can study. The techniques of critical thinking, of reasoning, following the especially Western style way of reasoning, if you want to make a connection with Westerners, that is. And then pathos, I think, is very important. How to appeal to people on an emotional level. Know where their pain points are, their real emotions are, their real problems are. That's where people win elections. Either by giving hope, yes we can, or by realizing that people are pissed off and vocalizing that anger and materializing that to get them to vote for you, as in the case for Trump. So Yeah, ethos, pathos, logos. On all different levels, it's applicable. But that's not. That's actually not Plato. That's Aristotle.